Hey, it's Meatball.
And Mark.
And this is the Rocker Morning Show on demand from 107.7 RKR.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
107.7 RKR. It is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How was your weekend?
It was great.
Yeah?
Got to meet the King of the Death match on Saturday.
Dude, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, Mick Foley was awesome.
Where were you at to meet Mick?
Fanfare.
Okay. That was up in Grand Rapids, right?
No, here in Kalamazoo.
Really? That was here in town? Man.
Yeah. Fanfare on Westnedge.
I was supposed to be in Chicago this weekend, and that didn't work out.
No, it's pretty funny because we actually saw him come in because I was standing back towards the back of the line, which was wrapped around the side of the building, and I was in the back. And then he came out of the truck, and we gave him the smattering of applause. And I went inside there, and he signed the kendo stick that I used to use in the NWF days.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
he wasn't really a kendo stick guy, though, was he?
He would get hit with it, but he was, he got hit with everything.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Was he a pretty cool dude, though?
He was super nice.
Yeah. Did you get to talk to him, or was it like a grip and grin type of deal?
Yep. It was just basically, he just sat down at the table with him, signed my kendo stick, and I just got to thank him for like everything he's done.
Yeah.
Because, he put himself through hell.
Dude, Mick Foley's one of those guys in wrestling lore and history, like even with, I've started the documentary, I haven't finished it yet, the Mr. McMahon thing out right now. Like it's on the top of everyone's mind. But that guy put himself through everything. And I mean that literally, not just like figuratively, like, oh, he went through hell. Like, no, he went through tables and fences and
blown up with C4.
Yeah, like literally through everything for our entertainment. And just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's a cool experience.
That's very cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my weekend ended up being pretty chill. I had some plans to go to Chicago, and that didn't pan out. So I managed to stick around, and I got some stuff done around here. At the end of this month, I'm headed to a buddy of mine's wedding.
Nice.
And I'm in his wedding party, and I needed to get measured for my tux this weekend. So I did that on Sunday. Did you when you go get like measured for a tux or a suit or whatever, do you get the dude or person who does like the awkward like full body hug without even like asking you? They're just like,
I think that's part of the deal. I just expect it
right
at that point,
It's just like you're nervous. You walk in the door and you're just like, oh, I'm going to get it's just very non-consensually hugged by this guy.
Yeah. You just know it going into it, and you just got to go, this is going to happen.
I had the unfortunate pleasure of getting the guy with probably the shortest arms in the entire building. So it was like when he had to like reach around, because I'm a big dude, when he had to reach around like my belly and my chest and everything like that. He had to do the full like, he was sweet about it. He apologized once. He goes, I got to give you a real tight hug here real quick. And I was like, hey, let's do it.
Yeah. At least he wasn't like, you smell nice.
If he'd have done that, I'd have been like, excuse me, can I get another measuring person here? Please, another measuring person. No. But yeah, I got measured for the tux and everything. I'm all set, I think. And they're shipping all that down to my buddy's wedding. And I was talking to my buddy, and I was like, hey, I finally got measured for my tux. And he goes, oh, good. Well, it took you long enough because like the deadline was today to get it done. And I was like, well, I wanted to make sure that I'm as close to, the right size as possible. Because I've been trying to lose weight and do some stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I want to be as close as possible. But how big a jerk would I be if I like just went to the gym now, like relentlessly before the wedding and just lost like, I don't know. I've lost 15, 20 pounds before in a month. Like,
I don't think you'd be a jerk for losing weight, for doing something good for yourself.
No, but then I'd show up to the wedding and I would look like I was deflated, like the suit would just be hanging off of me, and that would be in his wedding photos for the rest of his life. You know what I mean?
At least he could look back on it and be like, Meatball was in hustle mode back then. Or panic mode, whatever.
Panic mode, I think, is the best way to look at that. 107.7 RKR is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
I knew the rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State was a big deal, and that people would go to big lengths to throw shade at each other across the border. Never knew it went this deep. Back in the 1970s, a guy by the name of Peter Fletcher was asked to make a new roadmap for the state of Michigan that would debut and be released in 1978.
Okay.
State Highway Commission asked him to send out his cartographers, document every road, including dirt roads, every little township and village they came across, so it would be the most detailed map in Michigan history. But he gave one of his cartographers a very important task, and it happened to be one of the guys who was working in the area along the Ohio border. It was a secret task, so no other person knew about this other than him and Peter. Well, the map got finished, started to print, everything looked good, and then somebody noticed something off about the little bit of Ohio that was on this map of Michigan. There were 2 towns listed that hadn't been there before. Turns out the special task that Fletcher had given his cartographer was to throw some shade at Ohio, specifically Ohio State, because there were 2 made-up towns just across the border. Completely fake. The town of Beat OSU had appeared along Interstate 8090 across near Burlington. And on the far side of Toledo, just outside of Oregon, Ohio, was the new town of Go Blue, Ohio. That rivalry was so serious that even official state documents threw shade at Ohio. And when asked about it years later, the cartographer who did it said, yeah, well, he was asked to make a detailed map of Michigan as he possibly could. Didn't say anything about Ohio.
I can't believe he actually got away with this and that they didn't send it back to him and be like, hey, what's this? They didn't even pay attention to the fine detail.
I think they stopped printing once they figured it out and changed it.
Oh, yeah.
But there are versions of this map that are out there and still exist.
Oh, I gotta see this.
1978 is the year this map was printed. So if you happen to have your old Michigan atlases, like your parents or grandparents' cars or something like that, because I know my folks, I think, still keep their maps. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. Beat OSU and Go Blue, Ohio.
That is legendary. I got to see this map and maybe see if I can get a copy, because that's awesome.
I've got some clips of it over on the 107.7 RKR app and at WRKR.com. Now, if you remember too, Mark, 1978, that was right in the middle of the 10-year border war with Bo and Woody. The year the map came out in 1978, Michigan beat Ohio State 14-3. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Beat OSU Go Blue actually became a real thing. I think they played that in Ohio State too. I think they played that there.
The map gave them good luck.
Right. That is how you do a rivalry, people. And all other rivalries in the country need to study this and host a master class to their student bodies about it. Moral of the story, if you're going to be a petty fan, go all in on it.
It's time to turn up your dials and tune out the traffic, because we're playing the Daily 5 on the Rocker Morning Show. Testing the mental magnitude of your favorite morning monkeys on the radio. And now, your hosts for the Daily 5, Meatball and Mark Frank House.
It is the Daily 5 where Mark and I ask each other questions. The other one answers. Today, I'm asking the questions. Mark is answering. Mark, you got some help on the line today from Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
We're doing good, buddy. You got to help me get 3 out of 5 questions correct. If you do, we'll take the 1-0 lead to start the week. If not, Meatball will take the 1-0 lead to start the week.
Okay. Question number 1. This is animals. What sensation can cats not taste? Is it sour, bitter, or sweet?
I'm thinking it's bitter.
Bitter? Yeah, I think it might be sour, bitter, or sweet.
That is correct.
I think you're right. I think it is bitter. Yeah, it's either sour or bitter, because my cat loves bread, and bread is sugary.
Same.
She goes crazy over. So it.
She may love it because she can't taste it.
Do you want to go bitter, Kevin?
Yes.
All right, let's go bitter, Meatball. Final answer.
Going bitter. Final answer. No, it is sweet. Cats cannot taste sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very, very odd. I think your cat's something's wrong with your cat. Question number 2. This is entertainment.
All right.
I know you're looking up that answer.
Yeah. I have to now.
Which actor was the first to star in 8 consecutive #1 movies at the box office? Was it Bruce Willis, Will Smith, or Jim Carrey?
Bruce Willis, Will Smith, or Jim Carrey?
8 consecutive #1 movies.
I would rule out Bruce Willis right off the top because Will Smith and Jim Carrey have been in everything.
Very true.
Yeah, true. But so is Bruce Willis, and he was in like The Fifth Element and the I Speak to Dead People movie and
Oh, yeah.
Die Hard. So
Did he have 8 in a row?
That's the question. I don't know, Kevin. What are you feeling here?
Will Smith.
Will Smith?
Because I was so right, I'm bitter.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kevin, if you're feeling Will Smith, I say we can go Will Smith if you're cool with it.
Just don't smack me in the face.
No, we won't do that. All right, you're going Will Smith?
Yep, final answer.
Will Smith, final anscer. That is correct.
Yeah.
He did 8.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow.
That was not one of them. I don't
There you
believe.
go. You mean the cultural sensation of Wild Wild West, who was not #1 for many years?
No, I don't believe
That was
so.
a good movie.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. All right, question number 3. This is games. How many suspects are there in the traditional game of Clue? Are there 6, 8, or 10?
In the traditional game of Clue. I believe there's
Based
6.
on,
What's that?
no, I was going to say based on absolutely nothing because I've only played the game once. I was going to say 8, but I'll defer.
In the traditional game, I think it's 6, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, I think it's 6. We'll ride with 6, final answer.
6, final answer. That is correct.
Yeah.
You have Professor Plum,
You're the man.
Colonel Mustard, Mrs. Peacock, Miss Scarlet, Mr. Green, and Mrs. White originally, but she has apparently been replaced with Dr. Orchid. Yeah, that's not okay. No, that's not good. All right. I believe you get this one right. You win the point for the day.
Yepper.
Question number 4. This is geography.
All right.
Which 2 countries share the longest border in the world? Is it Russia and China, Chile and Argentina, or the U.S. and Canada?
Chile and Argentina.
You think we'd know this one?
Yeah. The longest border.
Kevin, how good were you in like geography in school?
Was it class?
I think,
I would lean towards South America or Russia.
I mean, the easy guess is China and Russia because they're massive. But do they share the longest border? I think that's where it's... I
I would
feel
go South
like...
America.
I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to stick with America and go America, Canada, final answer.
Oh, Kevin, are you saying America or South America, Kevin?
I said South America.
All right.
Just
Well,
want to make sure we're clear.
Yep. All right. Cool. I don't know. I think we're torn, Kevin, because I think I want to go North America.
You know, you played this game a lot
You know
more
what?
than I have. I'm going to go with you.
Let's go North America because we're forgetting Alaska. Alaska extends upwards. So not only is it like a flat border, it goes up and around. We'll go North America, final answer with Canada.
North America, final answer with Canada.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Nonsense.
Kevin.
You the man.
Hey, man. I just had that epiphany at the end there. I was like, wait a minute. I forgot about Alaska. It's very simple to forget the small details. And with
Alaska's a big detail to forget.
Yes. Well, Kevin, way to go, man. You helped me get the point today. But more importantly, you got tickets to Donut and Beer Festival October 19th at Homer Stryker Field. That's going to be a blast, man. Can't wait to hang out with you.
All right, I'll look forward to it.
Heck yeah. We'll cheers with a donut and a beer.
I like it.
Right on.
Thanks, Kevin.
1077 RKR. It's the Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
So we're getting into spooky season. There are a ton of bars that are doing pop-up Halloween bars and spooky themed drinks. Some of them are even calling them pop-up spookeasies.
I get it, because like speakeasies, but spooky.
Yeah, they basically have been transforming their entire interior in Halloween directions, and some of them are even keeping it up for like the entire month.
That's cool.
So, I mean, Halloween parties at bars can be fun, but like keeping that party going all month is like really the Halloween spirit that I want to see. Have you ever gone to a Halloween party at the bar?
Like just in general?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's, there used to be a place, at my last job. I was living downtown, and literally one of the breweries that was like 4 blocks from me would throw, I mean, like every weekend in October, they were throwing some kind of costume party, Halloween party, something like that. Like it was all decorated with Halloween stuff, and they made, cool drinks and whatnot. They did a whole bunch of different like Halloween themed brews.
The ice luge is always a lot of fun.
Did not do the ice luge. But I don't know. There's something about that. I don't know. The ice luge just doesn't feel sanitary.
Yeah, like before, I think it was more popular. Now, like post-COVID, people are like, I'm good.
Yeah. I feel weird sharing glasses with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to get stuck into some of these pop-up bars, there's some really cool spookeasies that they've got listed up here on the 107.7 RKR app. I know Spookeasy. It's perfect. We've got the Edgar Allan Poe one happening here in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, you're going to that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going that in like a few weeks, I think.
That'd be cool.
So I'm looking forward to that one. 978-1077. Let me know if there's any happenings here in Southwest Michigan, any Halloween pop-up bars or Halloween parties at bars, so we can add it to this list. Just remember to drink responsibly. I know it's spooky season, but that does not mean that you get to make bad decisions and turn yourself into a ghost.
107.7 RKR, it is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
So I'm a single guy living in Michigan, and I'm not ashamed to say that, I have most of the dating apps on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I work odd hours, If I went to a bar to try and meet somebody when I would go to the bar, it would be like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Right.
So the only people really there would be like college students and retired people who are there for happy hour. So
pretty much.
Not really my kind of crowd.
Yeah.
I go where I think I'll have the best luck, but I've run into a few red flags since moving here, because I like Michigan. I want to find people that embrace Michiganderness.
Oh yeah.
And especially since I've moved here, there's some pretty obvious ones. Like if you're looking for a pure Michigan partner, they have to say pop and not soda, which I still say soda, but it is what it is. You wouldn't want to get embarrassed. So there's that one. Then obviously, like, you don't want to date an Ohio State fan or anything like that. That's don't want to do that. But yeah, you can read what I put together over at WRKR.com for that list. But I figured, we'd put together our own list of red flags if you're looking for the ideal pure Michigan partners. So yeah, we've got another top 10 list for that. All right, these are the top 10 red flags if you're looking to date somebody in Michigan. Mark, do you mind if I give it a go to start here?
Let's do this.
Number 10, they think up north starts at Grand Rapids.
Try harder. Number 9, they order a Bud Light at Bell's.
Ugh,
You're not going to get that.
Number 8, they've never seen 8 Mile. That is required.
Number 7, on a map, they labeled the Upper Peninsula as part of Canada.
Nope, definitely not. Number 6, they don't swerve to miss potholes.
Top 10 red flags. If you're looking to date someone in Michigan, number 5, the Pistons are their favorite Detroit team.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. Number 4, when you ask where they're from, they pull up Google Maps? No.
Number 3, it only takes them 2 minutes to say goodbye.
No.
Those are rookie numbers.
Got to get that Michigan goodbye in. Number 2, Lake Erie is their favorite Great Lake. There we go.
In the top 10 red flag, if you're looking to date someone in Michigan, they claim they're from Detroit when they're actually from Rochester Hills.
No.
I love Detroit. I only go there for concerts and sporting events, though.
That last one is definitely not about you.
107.7 RKR. It's a Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meeple.
We are in the height of spooky season here in Michigan. I'm excited for the return of some haunted attractions. There's one haunted attraction in the state that may legit be the creepiest venue for one of these. Have you ever heard of the town called Free Soil?
No, I am not aware.
It's in Michigan. It's one of the weirder names in Michigan. Free
Is that
Soil.
the place that had a movie made about it with like Matthew McConaughey? Or is that something completely different? Hold on. You keep talking. I'm going to look
Are
this
you
up.
talking about I Am Mud?
No. No.
Okay.
Keep going.
Free
Keep going.
Soil.
Keep going.
They have a haunted attraction. They're called Cages of Carnage. This is a haunted attraction that takes place inside an abandoned prison.
Oh, wow.
A Camp Saubel is prominently displayed above the entrance. This facility was once part of Michigan's state prison system. It served as a camp for at-risk youth. It was built in 1960, and it was shut down almost 20 years ago in 2005.
Okay.
It sat abandoned for a long time, but it's no longer abandoned. It's important to note, too, because it's no longer abandoned, it has owners. Sneaking on the property is trespassing. So get a hold of the owners if you want to check it out, because they do occasionally allow for small tours.
Okay, so
If
this
you reach out to
isn't
them.
like a haunted house or something like that. This is
a legit haunted attraction.
That's cool.
The owners of it have turned it into a haunted attraction.
Now, had they put like things in there, or is it just like as is? Oh, okay, okay.
They've dressed it up. I mean, they go all out. They actually just had their actor signups end yesterday. So they're no longer taking actor signups. So they're basically getting their crew and they're figuring out what the plan is for this year. And they're going to be launching here in just a couple of weeks.
So have they confirmed that this was haunted? Like they've seen things in there, or like
that's what they bill it as.
Okay.
So you can check it out on the 107.7 RKR app, a little bit of the history of this place. Hit me up 978-1077. What's your favorite haunted attraction to go to? Tell us why it's better than all the other attractions out there. I wonder if one of the actors at this attraction is like a prisoner and asks people to help him bust out of the joint. It'd be a really cool idea.
Yeah, that happens, and you escape with him, and then turn to say something, and he's just like gone. Like, did I just help a real ghost escape a prison, or am I wanted by the ghost police, or like, do I go to ghost jail now? I'm not entirely sure how all that works.
107.7 RKR. It's a Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
Hey, Meeple.
I guess I'm fully committed to the Halloween season here today because we're one day away from October, and so I'm feeling it, man. We're going to be talking a lot of spooky stuff this month. There are a lot of creepy places in Michigan that have a very old world feel to them.
Right.
And with that, a lot of dark history. I probably went to one of the most eerie places in the country this year in Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I can tell you firsthand, you could feel the energy in this city. I highly suggest anyone who loves the paranormal or U.S. history in general needs to visit Salem. Just an unbelievable part of the country. But
I'm literally drinking out of the Salem mug you brought back to me.
The cauldron mug.
Yeah, the cauldron mug.
There are places here in Michigan just as historical, though. In fact, one place even had a witch hysteria of their own.
Whoa.
And HGTV just named Mackinac Island the eeriest spot in the state. And I can definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Because I've been to the island, and there were some places that I was just like, man, you really feel that, that history there.
There's what is that? It's like, it's not Ghost Hunters, but it's like one of those Ghost Hunter shows that's on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're based on HBO at the moment. But they were just on Mackinac Island a while back, and they like had some things happen to them when they were staying in one of the hotels there, one of the older hotels on the island. They went to a sunken ship that was right off of Mackinac Island, and had some stuff happen to them while they dove down to it. Like all their oxygen just suddenly disappeared. Like some crazy stuff, man.
We've got it on the 107.7 RKR app. You can read more about some of the creepy history that lurks, like the demon with the glowing red eyes that's said to hide in the dark corners of the Grand Hotel, and the drowning pool.
With like the band Drowning Pool?
I think that may have been where they got their name from.
Hold on. Are you serious? That is huge. I got to find this out.
Okay, you need to call a few of your record buddies and see if they can ask them.
Yeah, like, fellas, there's a guy here in Michigan who wants to write an article about you guys, but doesn't want to waste his time if he doesn't have to. Is your band name based on Mackinac Island or no? 1077 RKR is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
Yeah, Mark Frankhouse.
All right, the big question, Mark, I have to ask you because you are the native here. Are Detroit sports back?
I would say so.
Okay, because like I'm not a native. I haven't lived through all the tough times in Michigan, but it's safe to say it is a good time to be a Detroit sports fan right now.
And it kind of came out of nowhere, too.
It really did. Like the Lions everyone expected Dan Campbell to be like a 2-year and done coach. And now like they're top of the list. They're probably in the top 3, 4, 5 teams, for a potential Super Bowl run this year. Everyone is playing them like it's their Super Bowl. So, they're the big dogs out there.
Right.
Red Wings nearly made the playoffs last season after being in a slump since moving to the Little Caesars Arena. And then the Tigers. I mean, they were backing it in for the year and then just went on this 2-month run that has just been the most historical thing. Like they are the hottest team in baseball right now, and they're playing in the wild card tomorrow.
Yeah, you got some cheating Astros.
Are you still like cautiously optimistic as a Detroit fan? Like, is there some PTSD and trauma there?
No, I'm just excited for it. Honestly, just see where you can go. You build off of the success,
Yeah,
that's all you can do. You just got to be happy that they're at least doing something. I remember that game last year, that one of the last Red Wings games. There was this unbelievable sequence where this dude had to make a jumping save with his hand with the puck.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
To hold it in, they scored to tie the game, and it was just unbelievably insane. And that right there gives you hope that, they're going to carry that into the next season.
Well, didn't the Red Wings were like in a scenario at the end of the season where
they could have gotten in
had somebody lost
the Caps.
A game? Yeah, that's what it was. So
Caps ended up winning. So we lost our chance to get into the playoffs.
And that's, the Tigers looked like even they were going to be in a situation like that. And then they were like, oh, no, our last 3 games are against the White Sox, literally the worst team in Major League Baseball history. So congratulations. The Tigers won that game, making the White Sox the most losing team, 121 losses, most ever for an MLB team, which is
not good.
But congratulations to the Tigers for that and making the playoffs. They're going to play tomorrow. If you want to follow all the Tigers and Lions, coverage and stuff that we're going to have throughout the season, we're going to have all the fun stories on the 1077 RKR app and at WRKR.com. Now, of course, we have to mention the sacrificial lamb of Detroit sports, the Detroit Pistons.
I totally
forgot they existed.
Yeah. I blanked on them. I was like, what sport is that?
But the thing is you can't have all good teams. Like Philly tried to do that a couple of years ago, and it didn't quite work out for them. So for at least like one of these teams across that line, you have to have one bad city franchise. And the Pistons, I think, are it.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, the Lions lost to San Francisco last year for 2 reasons. One, Journey saying born and raised in San Francisco. And 2, the Pistons won a game they weren't supposed to the night before. So, sorry, Pistons fans, but somebody in Detroit's got it.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.